Whoa, you just spoke to yourself in the future.
Whoa, you just spoke to yourself in the future.
That's what she just said.
That's what she just said.
Whoa.
That's what I just said.
What is good, everybody? What camera am I looking at, bro?
Oh, this main one, right?
The main one.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing the main one?
Yeah, so that's the main camera.
Oh.
What's up, peeps? Welcome to Oasis Podcast. This is episode number 2 of Official. We're in the series called Fresh. Yeah, Fresh.
Stay fresh.
If you're new here, so make sure you're subscribing, whether you're watching on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. We have all of those now, which is flipping dope. So
We
subscribe.
have iTunes now?
Yes.
Wow.
So go rate. It really helps us out if you rate them, comment, subscribe for sure. So I'm really excited about that. But we're jumping into week 2, and we've had some good comments from the first episode. We've had it's just been really cool to see the feedback and the messages. I've gotten a few messages. I know we've had some comments on the videos. And just what do you guys think? How do you guys think the first episode went? I know we had the teaser one, which is about like my social media and all that, and then we had our official first episode. But what do you guys think?
I think it was good. Yeah, like you said, there was a lot of feedback, and that people really liked it. So I don't know.
I noticed I was picking my nose.
You're picking your nose?
Kinda.
Oh,
You
you
were?
noticed you were picking
Yeah.
your
I
nose.
was like,
Ah.
I need to remember that people can see me.
Yeah, unless they're watching on or listening just on
Yes,
whatever.
just listen, guys.
listen
Just
iTunes
close
and
your
Spotify
eyes.
or
Listen.
that.
Just
But-
meditate in the word.
Yeah, do you have any comments from people at all?
Yeah.
That's great.
Uh-huh.
Great.
It was great.
Great content that you just
Great.
provided us. Yeah, I saw some of the messages via when people were sharing just the link to the podcast that they've listened, and just different comments from people. From even at my job, people saying that they listened to it and they liked it. So it's been
Oh,
really
cool.
cool after one episode to kind of feel that. So it kind of motivates me a little bit to
Yeah.
keep pushing. But we're going to jump right into week 2. I'm really excited because we're continuing the series. So usually we'll start the podcast, and I don't want it to be too boring, but I have to get like the meat of it kind of laid down, like our talking points, so that we can have conversation on it. So we'll jump right into it. It's out of Acts 4.
Oops, sorry.
You just hit the whole mic.
I'm sorry.
32 through 35. It says the whole congregation of believers was united as one heart, one mind. They didn't even claim ownership of their own possessions. No one said, "That's mine, you can have it." They shared everything. The apostles gave powerful witness to the resurrection of the Master Jesus, and grace was on all of them. And so it turned out that not a person among them was needy. Those who owned fields or houses sold them and brought the price of the sale to the apostles and made an offering of it. The apostles then distributed it, that was hard to say, according to each person's need. I'll just jump into some talking points here. Verse 32, we get a short statement. All the believers were in one heart and one mind. Everyone didn't agree with one another all the time. They didn't find unity by all being exactly the same. They found unity in generosity. One of the ways the church practiced unity was that no one claimed any of their possessions as their own, but they shared everything that they had. I guess the first question we can dive into is, what is one thing we can learn from the early church? So from that scripture, what can we learn from them, from what they did? It says that they were in one heart, one mind. So literally, if you're thinking about it, in today's society, everyone is a little bit different. Even us three in the room, we were a little bit different in individual ways. But they always, no matter what it was, they all looked different, they all talked different, they all believed differently. No matter what it came down to, they thought with one heart and one mind when it came to being generous and when it came to having love for people. And that gave them like their prosperity, and God's grace was on them for that.
Right.
So how can we learn from them? I think that's pretty hard.
Really?
I mean, especially in the social media world where everyone is a big dog and everyone can talk a big game because they have the platform of social media to voice their opinion. There's not a whole lot of unity, in my opinion.
Right.
So I think that brings it back to the main point of the series of division of we're separated by that kind of thing because everyone wants to be bold and have their own opinion.
Right.
So
is this like in general or in church?
I think it's in general, but I think we can correlate it to church at the same time.
Yeah. Because what I think it's actually going off of what you said, like the verse and everything. I think of like because it said one mind, one heart, or what did it say? One heart, one mind. And I think of Drumline, the movie, one band, one sound. And I think that what we can learn is the fact that everybody does have different opinions. Everybody does have their own perspectives of different things that you see throughout life, which is something that I was literally just talking to my brother-in-law, Anthony, about because they literally just had their first baby, the first, grandbaby of our side.
Yay. Sorry.
I'm
kind of zoning out a little bit.
Trying to think on the question, probably. Huh?
We were just talking about that because it's the first baby, so of course he, it's a new parent, so he's kind of like hesitant to do something. Like he almost freaked out on my mom because the doctors told them, oh, you can't put too many blankets on her or else she's gonna whatever.
Oh, that's how I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Did you know you can't give babies water?
Babies? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Like they can't drink water?
Like they can't drink water.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of
See?
that. I'm going to be a terrible parent.
I wouldn't have known that.
I'm going to kill my child.
Yeah.
My child's
it's
going to
like
die.
giving them food.
It's because they can get like bacteria or something like that, though. I wouldn't have known that.
I had no idea.
And then,
just
they
put
live
water in his bottle.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought.
Dang. I'm a terrible parent.
Just make sure it's distilled.
Smart water.
So basically, I was telling him, everybody's going to have their own different opinions of how you need to raise her, how you need to do this. And I agree that it does take a village and it's cool to take advice from other people. But at the same time, it's going to come down to what you want to do. And so, but I was thinking of what we can learn from the early churches, like even for example, like in a church setting, everybody has their different opinions. Like you said, we all have different opinions. We all have different roles that we play in the church. But at the end of the day, we know that it's for a purpose.
One heart, one mind.
Yeah, we know that it's to reach the lost, And I would say it's the same thing for like work. We all have different positions of work. There's management, there's admin, there's the staff, there's, different positions, but we all have that one purpose. For example, my job is to look over the clients that we have, to know that they're getting taken care of and, things like that everybody has that one purpose, that one goal. So that's the way I see it.
That's what you see it?
Yeah.
Do you have anything on that one? You don't have to. I mean, it's a kind of a hard question.
Well, when I was thinking about this, what for me came to mind, not so much about like playing as a team, but more like being selfless, kind of like going back to our series in church that we've been on, and that you can't like think about yourself. You have to, I guess it would be think like a team instead of
not being selfishly motivated and all that.
Yeah.
I think that can. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's basically my thought, my main idea on this question. At least.
I'm trying to think in a context of, obviously church is going to be something that we always hit on, and that's kind of easy. I feel like that's an easy way to talk about it in the church context, because in a lot of churches, the one heart, one mind isn't a thing, as much as people would want to say, if we're being honest. But I'm trying to think of it in the context of if you're just in high school, if you're just in college, and how does that apply to that? What could they learn from the early church? One heart, one mind, not being selfless. So having that mindset, how could they learn just to be more selfless, I guess? I'm just trying to...
Well, when we're looking at it from a teenager's perspective, no offense, sorry, they are kind of selfish.
Yeah.
I was selfish. I mean, that's
Because
kind of the.
they think like the whole world revolves around that.
Yeah.
Generalizing
And that's
here.
the
I'm
whole.
sorry.
No, but
apologize.
that's literally the stereotype, right? Or not stereotype, but that's what people are talking about right now. Millennials are selfish. That's literally what
How
people are.
dare you?
Yeah, like people like
that
they're.
brings me. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like they think that the world owes them something.
Yeah.
That's literally what people or millennials are being known for now.
That's what I can't get over it. It literally reminded me of just one of the churches we were at where someone actually told me that my generation, the millennials, are just. I forgot the exact wording that she used, but don't want to put genders in there either. But that was said to me was, you guys are pretty much selfish, and you guys have no patience for anything. Nothing's ever good enough for you, for like my generation, and that really bothered me, and that's why I'm so motivated and inspired to help my generation, because we're selfish. Yeah, we want the newest, the greatest. We want faster. We want it now.
All those things.
That's what I'm saying. We are a lot of the things that people say, but how can we help? Because it's not. Some of this stuff is not good.
What can we learn from that?
Yeah, I mean, what can we learn from being one heart, one mind, from being super selfless?
But we've even talked about like we've been talking about having kids, and we're like, but then we hear
the first I've heard of it.
Who have you been talking to?
Who have you been talking about having kids with?
Not with you. But we've been talking about having kids, but then we hear all this like stuff that happens that millennials are doing now. Bird Box challenge, and a girl gets into a car accident because she's doing the Bird Box challenge driving.
Oh my God! Why would you do that?
Exactly.
You're dumb.
Did you not hear about that?
No.
Yeah.
You should die. You're gonna be stupid enough to do that.
She didn't die.
Please don't do it.
Please don't. But it's like stuff like that, or you like hear all this random stuff that is just like, what the heck? Like what? And then it's like, do you really want to raise a kid in like this type of environment?
It's just like. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But then you hear different stories of like other kids doing something to like change, things that you would not think a millennial would do.
That like saw or have this amazing invention that like feeds like all these homeless people or something, and they're like 14 or something like that.
Yeah, and now they have like millions of dollars. Like,
and
they have like a whole organization.
The most brilliant generation.
Yeah.
Honestly, the smartest, the most creative. We're just a little bit selfish and a little bit lazy. Not you, Brev. You're past. No, I'm just kidding. You are a part of that. We're all a part of that. But that brought me when you were talking about the Bird Box challenge, how she was, where that girl did that challenge to probably get clout. Like, this generation is so much about clout chasing, about being like the hottest thing. One of the statistics that we heard in church the other day that dad or pastor was talking about was how the next generation, like 50 or 60%, like want to be either celebrities or YouTubers.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dang, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
But just to go on to the next question is, they were talking about in the scriptures how they would sell all of their stuff and just kind of pretty much help each other. They were that selfless. And the question I want to ask is, what possessions are you least likely to share or give away?
Oh no.
And try to explain yourself. Yeah, what possessions are you least likely to share or give away? Kind of try to explain why behind that.
I don't know. I guess there's a wide variety that I'm like, no, that's mine.
I think maybe a little bit out of the box one for me is my time.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Hey, what can I
was
say?
thinking possessions, like your cameras.
That is possessions.
I was thinking
cameras.
Okay, I was thinking a little bit different.
I do so much with them. I can't.
I thought camera.
Here's my camera.
Well,
I'll sell it to you.
He barely even lets me use it.
I don't let anyone touch my camera unless it's you or sometimes her. But
I was like, oh, you can use my cheap one. You're not gonna use my good ones.
Here, you can use my old phone. It's got a camera on it. I would say probably my camera, just because.
That was what I was thinking.
I can't really think. I don't really have anything else that's crazy valuable.
Your PS4?
It's old, bro. Everyone has one of those.
But you'd let someone borrow it?
No.
Well, then?
I say least likely my camera.
What's most likely?
What I'm most likely to let someone use? Probably like some clothes or.
I was thinking
I
clothes
let someone
too.
use clothes all the time, and I don't get them back.
Yeah, I was
sometimes.
thinking clothes. I'm like, I don't fit into those anyways, so you can have them, I guess.
I'll take those, Brett. I'll take those. Did you say one? You said one. You said one.
Did you say one?
You didn't say one. Did you have anything to think of?
Yeah.
What?
My Nintendo Switch.
Oh my God, we're such children.
Homeless people could use that.
For what?
Selfish.
They
To
can. They want to
entertain
play
themselves.
Oh my god. No, it's my Nintendo Switch.
Let's move on to the next question.
Selfish.
Yes, we're supposed to be selfless. V.
Whatever.
One heart, one mind.
And then Aaron,
Yes.
Aaron even said he's like, because we were talking about kids again, and
I was not a part of this.
and we were saying about our kids having like tablets and iPads and things like that when they're kids. I'm like, I don't even think we're actually gonna do that until like they're an old enough age. And I was like, they're gonna have to buy it themselves the way I did. I'm like, and he's like,
Bite?
yeah, buy.
I heard
Oh,
bite.
bite.
I was like,
Oh,
why are they
bite.
biting themselves?
Like just trying to
Bye.
entertain themselves.
And then he's like, so they're not gonna have a Nintendo Switch, but you are. I was like, yeah, it's mine. I bought it myself.
Actually,
I think
bought it
it'll
for
be
you.
a different
Whatever.
story when you're like, I just want these kids to be occupied
Here's
for
a
a while.
tablet.
Here,
Just take the tablet.
But that's exactly why I'm not gonna do that, because I've seen people do that where they're like, just take your tablet, go to your aunt.
I
Like,
say that
no.
right now too, but I'm
No.
not.
It might be a different story.
It might be.
No.
I don't know.
I'm
We'll
not
see
gonna
what
do
Or
happens.
you might just be like, go to your room. You have what is it? What do you have?
Nintendo Switch?
On your TV.
A
Oh,
Roku?
Yeah, you have Roku on
Go to
there.
Netflix. Go use Netflix.
Yeah. But then that's what I'm saying. Like, then why have a kid if you're just gonna throw them in a room?
Because sometimes unfortunate
You want a
things
family?
happen.
You want a family, but
Just
you don't want a
kidding.
family all the
That's
time.
kinda- mean.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway,
It's not like you can just like just get rid of the kid. I'm just over the kid already.
Oh my god.
oh my gosh,
You still have a kid? What's wrong with you?
wrong?
Get rid of it.
it's not a dog.
Oh my god.
Let's move on to the next question. How can you serve other people in our church in a way that gives away your time, money, or talents? We do a lot of that
Serve
already.
in our
Yeah.
church?
How can you serve other people in your church? I feel like we do that now.
Yeah.
I feel like
Our
this
time?
question's almost talking about like outside of ministry.
How can you serve other people in your church in a way that gives away your time, money, or talents?
Well, I guess just
Yeah.
any
think
sort of
both.
I
ministry
feel
would
like
kind of just.
Yeah.
But we do all of
We
that.
do
Still
all of
serving
that.
Literally
people.
time. We work throughout the week on
No, if I can
graphics, on
have-
video, and photos, on
I can't spare
life
any more
groups.
time.
on not,
I don't have any more time.
or money or talent. I have no more talent. But I think that
all I
one's an easy one for us, just because we're super involved and,
Yeah.
and kind of do
We're
everything.
just bought in.
We want to ask you.
We're one heart, one mind. Yeah, comment down below or wherever you're listening. Just
Yeah.
say it to yourself in your car when you're driving right now. Just how can you serve your church more with your time, your money, or your talents? What can you do to challenge yourself in that area? Or if you don't go to
Yeah.
church, what can you do to help serve in maybe your school or whatever it is, wherever you can volunteer? What can you do to help give back, to help serve? Think about that. That's something we can leave you with. But we can move on to the next. I just want to share a little bit more conversation starter. So it's just some more reading that I want to share with you guys. It says, sometimes the hardest thing about showing grace to someone is showing it to people who have hurt us. So this is going to get deep right now.
Oh Lord.
The
Oh no.
the early church wasn't united because the early church wasn't united because no one ever hurt anyone else, but because they responded with grace.
Good.
Yeah, we're still good.
Okay.
Because they responded with grace. There are so many ways that people in the church can hurt us, even unintentionally. Rude comments, gossip, judgment, hypocrisy, or exclusion. Sometimes we find it easy to fit in school or in other activities, but church feels like a hard place to fit in. You can kind of tell where this is going to go. This is going to get really deep. We stick close to the people we know out of fear of being embarrassed or excluded, and then end up excluding other people anyways. We're all insecure about different things, and that can cause us to gossip or speak badly about other people to make excuses, to make ourselves feel better. The real glue that kept the early church together wasn't that they were perfect, but they allowed God's grace to work in them. The question I want to ask us, and to help maybe share with our hearts a little bit with our viewers, our listeners, have you ever seen gossip or exclusion hurt people in church? What can we do about that? Have you ever seen gossip or exclusion hurt people in our church? Or any church you've been a part of, or a church?
Yes.
I think that hit on a lot of stuff that maybe even that question doesn't quite cover.
Yeah.
I mean, even I'm thinking even to myself. I mean, we don't get a lot of time to just hang out with people, just because we're like we mentioned in the last episode, we're always kind of flying around everywhere. But when we were a part of a church or somewhere where we weren't super involved, I felt myself kind of just clinging to certain people because I was comfortable, because I didn't want to step out because of my anxiety and my social anxiety. It put a block between me trying to step out to meet new people and being social. So I just stuck like glue to somebody I knew or people that I was already comfortable with. So I kind of forgot the question already, so I'm going to read it again. But have you ever seen gossip or exclusion hurt people in church? You guys think of anything on top of your head?
Yes.
Yes.
Go.
Go
One
ahead,
of you. Go.
You go.
You go.
Well, I don't want to name names.
No, we're not naming names.
I don't know, but like I've seen it. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Just don't name drop,
Like-
bro. Just don't name drop.
Some groups of people will kind of just keep to themselves and like almost will make fun of like other people in the church, like and talk behind their back or whatever, even if it's like being a religious person, like, oh, you're speaking in tongues or whatever, like, oh, how funny that they like move or speak or whatever. I think it causes division.
Yeah, that's a big one. What did you have?
Just kind of the same thing. Like, I think a lot of things, even like what we talked about last week, was just like,
Well, sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
even like about you, that there's been gossip
oh yeah,
that it's from church people.
all
Yeah.
of my life.
Do you think it's
God.
harder in smaller churches?
Yes.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's more in your face in smaller churches.
Yeah.
Like if there's a group that's trying to
But
exclude
it's not
you,
even just that. It's the fact that you know where it came from.
And by smaller churches, like how much? Like under 200?
under 200, under 100
Okay.
churches that we've kind of been a part of,
Yeah.
that size wise.
But I'll say that I've never been a part of a church that's been more than 100. It's always been less. Oh, that's true.
Dude was like, okay, we're not supposed to name drop guys, but yeah,
That was like 300-400?
they had like
Yeah.
300-400.
Yeah. But even then there wasn't really.
Well, we didn't
gossip
have a
or
lot of
anything.
anything there.
Yeah, we didn't get involved very much.
You guys did. I
We
kind of
did.
didn't.
Well, I did.
Well, I wouldn't say like to the point of like making super close connections.
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm
Well.
speaking for myself.
So kind of like what Josh said, I think there's always been, I'm sorry, going back to what we talked about last week, just that there's stereotypes within the church. And I think another one that I just thought of was the fact that there's cliques. There's always cliques that happen, but that's not even just in church, it's everywhere that cliques happen and then people get excluded. So then that's where they, hurt people because of the fact of that. They have their clique. So then as soon as someone else joins in or, they're friends with someone else and then they get excluded. So then they're hurt. Where I grew up, it was a lot of people had a lot of cliques. And if you weren't part of the popular crowd, you wouldn't be able to basically move up.
That's like that can apply to high school. That can apply to everything.
yeah.
I mean, it all cliques always work the
Work.
same way. Work, yeah. If you're not a part of a certain group that
Yeah.
talks a lot of mess about people or whatever it
They're
is,
always the cool people, though. They can never get in that group.
we'll make our own group.
Okay.
We're not very cool.
No.
But going off of the next one, like, what can we do about that? I think for me, because like you said, there's been so much gossip about me. And because I've been...
I'm just,
That's not a
everyone
good
talks
thing.
about me.
Everyone always talks
Whatever.
about me.
Anyways, so because I've always been involved in ministry, that's obviously something that people look towards immediately because you're on the platform. So people look to you instantly. And as soon as you do something wrong, you sing a note wrong, whatever it is, like immediately somebody's talking about you. Like,
You
it
don't
doesn't,
even have to do anything
you
wrong.
really don't
They
have
could
to
just
do
not
anything.
like you.
Yeah. But basically
Yeah.
something that I've learned from a younger age that my mom, like, basically always told me, like, if you did it right or if you do it wrong, everybody's going to talk. It doesn't matter. You can't please people because
especially insecure people.
Yeah.
Insecure people are always looking for someone to bring down that they're intimidated by or whatever
Right.
it is. That literally can apply to high school. So if you're going through that, if you feel that, those people are very small people and they're just insecure. That's
Right.
really all it comes down to. I know I felt that in high school before and in school and what.
And if you're one of those people talking about people,
You need
you're
to
very insecure.
You're insecure and you need to grow up.
yeah, but I would say that it's brush it off. Like,
Shake it off, bro.
yeah, like we've always said too, like what good is it for you to just hold on to that? Because so many people, especially immature people, will take everything so personally to like it doesn't matter what they say and you get hurt instantly because you're just like, oh my God, they talked about me. But it's like, what are they, them talking about you, what is it going to do? You know what I mean?
And you holding it so heavy on you,
Yes.
what is that going to do?
And something your dad or pastor has always said is, you know, is it going to change the bill
Price
of
of
your
gas?
yeah
Price of gas. Yeah.
He
Is
says
it
it all
gonna-
the
That
time.
is the
Yeah.
That is a
term.
dad line.
Yep.
Is it going to change the price of gas?
yeah, like
No, it's not.
it's
Fine.
not going to
You
change.
never know.
It's not going to change anything from your world. It's not going to make it better. It's not going to make it worse. Like, and you just holding on to whatever it is that bothers you. And oh my God, I can't believe they said that and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, you're going to get mad. You're going to maybe take it personal, but build a bridge. Sorry.
Build a bridge and what?
Get over it.
Yo. Do you have anything else on this one?
No.
That really covers what you can do. I mean,
Yeah.
just don't hold it on you.
Yeah.
Because that'll mess you up, especially if you struggle with some social things.
Yeah.
I specifically do that I'm trying to fight through all the time. And I've gotten a lot better. I used to hold it really heavy before, where I would hear just a little sprinkle of maybe some
Yeah.
people talking about me or I thought were talking about me, and it would like completely ruin my whole day. So that was a really good.
But not
Really
even
good
just
point.
that.
That's even happened at work.
I mean,
Yeah,
it can
he-
happen
Like-
anywhere. Yeah.
Like there was actually gonna be a fight at my work
Oh
because
my
some
God.
Because
because
you?
some no.
oh, I was like, you're
No,
gonna
not
get in a
because
fight,
of
bro?
me. No, I don't say nothing.
Where am I going?
No. But so, I don't know, some girl was like talking about just something random and another girl thought she was talking about her. So she's like,
God.
yeah.
That's
She's like,
insecure.
what?
Mm-hmm.
You wanna
Insecure
catch
both
these
ways.
hands?
Cash me outside.
Did she say, "Cash me outside"? How about that? Did she say that at all?
No.
Oh man.
No, she was gonna throw down in the dish room.
Oh my God! Like, and you hear this stuff, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah, and she's like, I wasn't even saying anything
Like,
about
don't
you.
be-
I said my hands hurt. What do you think?
Like, don't be that person. Like, how does that help you in any way?
People
like,
are hurting, bro. Hurting
That is
people
true,
hurt
like-
people. Dad says that too.
Yeah.
Pastor
That's
says
true.
that too.
yes.
Um,
And going back to what you said, like you would basically like not flip out. What did you say? Like as soon as you would hear something.
when I would hear something like my head and I start running with different
Yeah,
thoughts and
but
start
what I was
just
gonna-
overthinking things.
Yeah, and what I was gonna add to that is that you would literally avoid places.
Yeah, I literally would always
yeah.
be
Yeah.
looking over my shoulder feeling. I
Because
wouldn't
you
go to
didn't
certain
know.
stores. I wouldn't go
Yeah.
to movie theaters because I was thinking these people are going to be there. I don't want to run into them. I don't
Yeah.
want to do certain things.
I'm opposite.
And-
Like, I don't care if they're there.
That's
Yeah,
the-
that's what I'm saying.
That's just a
like,
different mentality,
Yeah.
especially the anxiety thing.
Yeah.
As soon as that kicks in, you're just thinking crazy
Yeah.
things that make literally no sense.
yeah.
I want to see them there. I hope they're
I
there.
wish you would,
I
bro.
wish you would. So I don't know. I think just going back to like if you know you're right, like who cares? Who cares what anybody says?
It's just thinking in a fresh perspective,
Yeah.
a fresh mindset,
Mhm.
and trying to live out, kind of like just faithful lives in an everyday life. But that's pretty much week 2. One heart, one mind. I think this was a really cool.
One band, one sound.
I feel like everyone kind of knows these things.
Mhm.
It's just hard, and sometimes we lose track of that.
And
Yeah.
I think it's hard getting away from that, getting away from like even the click type of
Mhm.
thing. Because
Yeah.
like I am a very antisocial person, so I'm gonna stick with the people I know.
Mhm.
and who I'm more comfortable with, and like I don't want to go out and meet new people. Sorry.
It's just hard for some people. I think that's just a part of not only kind of the human experience of getting comfortable.
Yeah.
But
I think at the end of the day too, people want to feel included, which is why cliques happen and why people strive to be something famous or recognized, because people just want love.
People just want to be accepted.
They just want love,
Especially if they struggle with certain things like that, like I did. Like that's literally the only reason I would do anything on social media, was to feel accepted by people, clout chase or whatever it is, just to feel like people wanted to be my friend and they wanted me in their groups.
Now, what is this cloud chasing?
Clout.
Okay.
Why are you chasing clouds?
What cloud? Like the iCloud? That's going to wrap up this episode, guys. Do you guys have any final points before we close this one up?
I think we're good.
This wasn't a shorter one, but it was pretty direct to the point, and just to kind of get refreshed on thinking with that fresh mentality. And yeah, just attacking that. But if that's all you guys got, good. We're good?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening, watching, whether it's on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify.
Wait. Hold on. If you would like to purchase some of our merch.
You gotta plug the merch,
oh
bro.
My God.
Oh, you have the mug, right?
Oh,
that one.
We got a lot of merch, guys. Yeah, we're always gonna have to plug that Oasis Church.
We're not wearing anything.
We're not wearing anything today, but hey, maybe next time. Oasis Church, OasisChurchCA.org/shop. Go pick up some merch, and if you're not subscribed, what you doing, bro? Hit the subscribe button. Give us a rating if you're listening to on iTunes or Spotify, whatever it is. Leave a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you guys. Who's a guest you want to see on here? I'm been talking to some people. I've been talking to some pastors. I've been talking to some homies.
Actually, I think we might be having a guest soon.
I think the next episode, I think I've worked something out.
You have?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, good.
By special request.
By special request, yeah. We've had
glad you were able to pull some strings.
Numerous requests. Yeah, I had some connects.
Yep.
So maybe the next episode we'll have a guest.
His people called his people.
Yeah. They called my people, which I don't have any people. But anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace, fam. Woo!